Hello everyone, this is Thomas Pepin NHL Talk. I'm Thomas Pepin and let's play some NHL. So continuing the franchise mode series where I've taken over the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're on season 12 episode 6. In the off-season, after having just lost in the first round, which was pretty disappointing. And so we're looking to sort out our roster for the coming season. We've done most of our major work, and then it's just a question of basically just getting assets for free from free agency, and that's about it. I'm thinking I'm going to review what's out there. I'm probably not going to make any other changes, but I just feel like I want to double check on some of the, just some of the players and such. I don't think I missed anything, but I just feel like it's worth looking again. So for example, with defensemen, I was looking for people at a certain age and certain level overall. And I guess partially the problem I'm running into is, like, this is a great example. They have 4 players at 80 overall or better. That's not much, so I think I've seen everything. It's just that it feels off because it feels like there should be more guys that I would have seen, but yeah. And the other thing, so for example, there could be guys that I could pick up, but oftentimes they're like 34, 35, and then they're going to deteriorate, and so it doesn't feel wise to pick up some of those guys. And so obviously that's the case in my mind. It's just, I don't know, it feels like I'm second guessing myself, and it feels like I missed something. Because our defense is not nearly as good as it's been, but if there's no assets out there, then it's as good as it can get. So, like, this guy I'm pretty sure is a defensive defenseman. We're not picking those guys up. So, I think that's, like, just basically we have everything that we could possibly get. But it doesn't feel right. So, like, this is another example right here. And also they need to be under a certain cap hit. Valcor's a guy we just got rid of. This guy we've had before, and he doesn't fit. This guy I don't recognize. So, and the other thing is we typically don't pick up any of the guys that exist in real life just because I don't know what. Maybe I'm just weird. Yeah, like, look, there's only 2 defensemen on each team. Again. And then otherwise, some of these guys are making, like, 12 million, like, for defensemen. There's no way. Yeah, we just got rid of him. Now, we could have theoretically kept this guy, but balance and endurance are low, and strength. So he just, the guy we currently have is an upgrade, so. Low doesn't fit. We've had him before. Holland's a real person. Widman's defensive. Tachuk's real. All real. Too expensive, too expensive. Like, I'm just surprised that this is the case. It doesn't feel... I mean, because all past seasons there were guys that we could go for, but defensive. So I think I did check everything thoroughly. It's just doesn't feel right. This was another guy we could have considered. Just the other guy we currently have, I think, is better. Balance and speed are bad. I think he's another guy we could have gone for. But he's 80 overall. So he's not better than the guys we currently have. Next season, after he's been signed, we could actually trade for him once he's improved. This guy we've had doesn't fit. Doesn't fit. Hronik's old. Another guy we were considering. Balance is bad. Defensive. 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 So I don't think I've missed anything. It just feels like I have, like, defensive again. We have literally everything that exists. But there should be way more. So this guy's another guy that we could even theoretically still go for. How long is this? And that's a good contract too. Oh, line fit was the problem. So I don't think I've missed anything. Defensive. So I haven't. Maybe double check on goalies, I guess. Because we currently have 2. Andronov. Poise is too low. Oh yeah, Mackinnon we just traded. Dahlman and Nolan we just traded as well. Could go for this guy. Ooh, but his stick high and low is really bad. Yep, we didn't miss anybody. And then forwards, I'm pretty sure I've done thoroughly. So, right. So, I actually prefer this screen to look at things. So forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Man, it sucks that our third pairing's going to have, 180 overall. I think he's going to be better by the end of the offseason. So maybe we're better than it appears at the moment. We still need one goalie. Alright, so let's go back to the list of off-season things to do. I'm pretty sure I've done everything before I can start, or before I start simming through. But just gonna double check. So we've gone for one coach, and we only have one vacancy. In scouts, there's nobody to hire, because they're all below A or A minus, and we've got A or A minus. There's the one B. So scouts, coaches, extending players. Why didn't we attempt Quinn? See, this is why it's good for, so I did all the main guys. I didn't do, I guess, the depth guys. So it's good it's good that I have my list, my process, whatever you want to call it. Two-way contract, yep. Swatsky, we did. He's been consistently good for us. As a defenseman, basically half a point per game or over half a point per game, which is quite good. He hasn't even gotten to play, so we won't do anything yet. I always think I see Salami, but it's Salmi. He hasn't even played. He's been fantastic for us. 17 and 15 and then 77 and 72. It's pretty stellar. Question is, if he'll do two-way, he won't. So unfortunately, we'll have to trade him before the trade deadline, even though he's been good for us. And I think he did accept an extension before. Did he? I think. I don't know. He hasn't played yet. He did good. Looks good to me. It's pretty good. Plus 41 is pretty stellar. I have a feeling he's going to want one way. He is. So we're going to have to trade him too. No sample size, and then that's it. Goalies are good. So his potential starter, and he still hasn't turned into anything. He's had plenty of opportunities. Oops. Thankfully, we still have Pickering, and that's a really, really important contract for us. 4 years remaining, because he's worth probably a lot more. So I'm hoping this Bouchard guy will be able to extend next offseason for some reasonable cap hit. But I'm not holding my breath because we've had, well, very frequently, it's the very rare case where a guy takes a reasonable contract, or maybe better put, a contract that we're willing to offer. Because $4 million might be reasonable to other teams, but definitely not to me. Alright, so all the extensions are done. There were no rookies, so just drafted guys that we were going to trade for. I don't like any of the options right now. I don't think we need to do anything for cap space. So we have, so Watsky's going to be like 10 million, I think, is what we offered. So we'll have about 10 million available. So we don't need to clear cap space. Cool. So again, thankfully, this list reminds me things because I forgot about this. So put it to two-way, and then put it in order by potential, and you get these two elite guys that aren't going to turn into anything, but they're going to have high trade value. So we sign them and then trade them partway through the season. So it's a way for us to get back some assets. Oh, by the way, so after this stream, I went to a previous save point and reattempted the trade I did for, what was it, Whitmore was his name, I think. And I could have gotten at least a first overall pick. So I messed up there. I don't often have it where I'm trading a guy of higher value than what I'm getting back. So I have to remember, just moving forward, that I should ask for more than I'm expecting. Alright, so there's nothing else that we absolutely need to get. Oh, I should put it. So there's none of the 80 overall guys. And goalies. There's nothing we're going for. Okay, so that's all the two-way. And then last, we need to take a look at guys that we're going to target. So we literally have all positions filled, and we actually don't want anybody that's going to get in the way of it. So it's going to be, well, we can spend up to 10 million essentially on our 13th forward. So any and all of these guys theoretically we could offer. The problem is the RFA guys we would have to compensate, so it's not going to happen. So Velarde's a guy we could go for. $71 points. He's 34. So the problem is we need to sign for 2 years and then we trade on the second year. He's going to go down in overall in trade value, so he's not worth signing. I'm pretty sure all the rest of these guys are RFAs. I wish it would. Oh, okay, so it will tell us. So Kane's a UFA? What's it? What's it called again when you qualify? Anyways, I guess it's not important. Robertson, same story, 34. Kane's too expensive. So I guess it does tell me what their status is. I should have checked this sooner, but I guess I didn't think about it. Holloway is the first reasonable. Cap hit guy. 2020. But he's not very good. What happened this season? Was he injured the whole season? That's crazy. Or he didn't get played? This guy's reasonable. We could go for him. Oh, Grin. Why did he play in the AHL? That's weird. Croft? Didn't we have this guy before? Different Doyle. Not bad. His puck skills are really good. I'll write him down. Okay. Maybe I should have said. So I'm just looking to see if there's any good value free agents. I doubt there'd be any improvements on what we currently have, but maybe if there's a guy at some good cap hit, we could consider bringing somebody in. Whoops, I did not want to do that. Oh, Virgilio. We could have gotten him for free. Yeah, but he would have been 80 overall, so no, it wouldn't have been any better. So that's it. Now, last is goalies. What? 1.9? 88 overall? Just out of interest, I knew there'd be some sort of leap. So the same thing happened with the guy we traded away. If for whatever reason he's kept similar to that, we would have traded for him, but no dice. So all these guys are too expensive. What does this guy do? Same thing. Poise is too low. Poise is good. Man, so if you take a look, his puck playing frequency decreases his overall rating, likewise for passing, poke check, and then everything else is actually pretty darn good. He could be a long-term guy. What's he asked? No, he's asking for too much. It was almost a good idea. No, too much. 79. See, this guy, he's probably going to be good. He's young still. But I don't want to gamble on it. Okay, so then, since that's the case, then we just go based on price and poise. So we'll want a veteran. Or we could get just anybody, as long as they're cheap. He's a free agent? Interesting. So the fact that he's not going to cost us anything to go for, because I thought he was going to be one of those RFAs. So let me just make sure. Yeah. So we will offer this guy a contract. One way for sure. 2 years just to have something for 2 years. 1.825 times 0.2219. I guess we'll have to. 2.2. Before I actually put it through, I should have checked everybody else, but I'm pretty sure he was the best. Fringe starter. You won't go for two-way. That sucks. Well, I mean, we don't even really need to do it because we already have our guy. If he'll sign with us, which I think, well, I would be shocked if he didn't, because we're giving him more than he's asking for. Who's this? No, he's too expensive. Yeah, so there wasn't anything else. And I think we checked already. There were no high potential two-way guys. So hopefully we'll get that goalie. I mean, I would be surprised if we don't, since we're overpaying him. And then I think that's all we're going for. Oh, but last thing I forgot is I need to make sure those guys we were interested in, nobody's offered them yet. So Ogren is the first one. And yes, somebody has. And from the cap hit, we won't be able to afford these guys, I don't think. And I don't want to do anything yet till I know what our cap space is. Because we've got everything we need. Yeah. So we'll probably miss out on Ogren. Rycroft, we'll wait and see. And then Doyle, I don't think anybody offered Doyle yet. No. So we're still okay for 2 of our guys. And then that's it. Okay. So we'll save and then we're set to start moving forward. Okay, so we didn't get the defensive coach for the AHL, so we'll have to try somebody else. Then I don't think there are any other defensive coaches. What if so I like this as a backup plan. He wants to be associate coach. Our goalie coach is a C. 773. So now we're just going to offer to a bunch of different people that are all good enough in different ways. I doubt he'll go for it, but you never know. How much space do we have? We do have enough. $1 million for an AHL assistant coach. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm okay with what we have. should have double checked, but thankfully it was still okay. Alright, so those are, I guess, our next best options. We probably won't get either of them, so we'll have to go for a generalist after that. Cool. So I think those are the two elite free agent guys that we're going to trade away. Now, this is where we get into the habit of seeing if there's any 80 overalls willing to do two-way contracts. The answer is no. And even though we would like to see, like I should be checking about the free agent guys that we're thinking about signing, I need to see what everybody else signs at, so I can't even consider them at the moment. Fine. Alright. Good news. Alright, we got a third goalie. Great. And we got some depth guys signed. Yeah, coaches before I go forward. I think it was 773. I think he's the guy we had last season. And of course, the problem with offering all these contracts at the same time is you might not get the best guy, but we're just getting a fill-in now, so it doesn't matter so much. Should I re-offer for this guy? Looks good to me, I think. So one of those guys I'm nearly certain is going to sign. 1, 2, 3, 1. 2. Sweet. I was expecting him to re-sign anyways, so that's good news. Sweet, so that's the guy we just traded for. Now we can actually go and sign free agents. Let's go make sure about the rest here. So yeah, we have 10.9 million in cap space, and that's including with the goalie we just got, I think. Or wait, no, maybe because they probably have him. Or I guess it's the other guy they have in the AHL, but his contract would count too. All right. So everybody is signed. How long did we sign him for? 6 years. That's all right. Oh, it was only 9.1 in the end because we went shorter. It's all right with me. What was I checking? I need to check this. Yeah, so it sent Bouchard down. I guess he's on a two-way still. So we could theoretically play down there, but we're not going to do that. Wait. I don't think I did everything. Or checked everything, I should say. Yeah. Okay, so we're good. Now, are any of the guys we wanted still available? I think probably at least, what was it, Ogren's probably gone. I forget what his overall was, but I'm pretty certain he is gone. Rycroft is still there. And Doyle's there. I wish Yeah, we don't. I was going to say I wish we had a guy that could play in that AHL without eating a year of his contract, and I'm pretty certain there's nobody. $61. Good poise. So he'll be our target. $85. So what I wanted to do was, if I could hold two forwards as our 13th and 14th forwards that were like some stupid overall, like 85, both of them, keep them scratched, but then whenever there's injuries, we can bring them up. It would make us so much better if injuries come along. But the problem is we don't have the space with the three goalie thing. We can only do one forward, one D. And the D we need to keep up because we can't really send them down. And then forwards, we're not going to have any guys that can go up and down. Yeah, that's the one negative about having three goalies, but I think there's way more positives. Okay, so that's that. I need to keep remembering to check this. So this guy's willing. Oh, I did put it in. Okay. 2 years, yes. Sure. Hey, we got the better guy out of all the options. That's lucky. A B minus guy to be an assistant AHL coach is pretty good. Wow. Yeah, that's good. Good. Seven teams are interested in Rycroft now. Yikes. Uh, 2 years? The risk is if we go shorter that he won't sign, even if we overpay. One thing I should check before I do that. Doyle, top 6. So actually, you know what? I'm going to go with Doyle instead. think the mix of his skills are better. The other thing, so the other guy's top 9 forwards, and then this guy's top 6. So in other words, his potential is better to be a better player. So I would much rather him. Also, I thought he was looking for less than this, but how many years do I sign? 3 years? Okay. 6.775 times 1.2, 8.13. Nah, let's do 2 years instead. Yeah, I think that's good. So 6.775 times 1.2, 813, 8125 is close enough. Cool. Actually, just before I do that, okay, so all our coaches are sorted out. Sweet. Two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Sweet. 2, 3. We want two-way. So we have apparently 4 million in cap space. I'm not actually confident about that, because we've got that goalie that comes up. So if I had to take a guess, it's more like 3. I wonder what the trade screen tells us. No, it says about 4. So maybe it's right. But anyways, I just, to be cautious, I won't go for anybody else. And to be honest, I don't even really need anybody else. One, two, 3. Yeah, and in case you haven't seen before, the reason I do it in 3s, I forgot about something here, is because usually it takes 3 days for people to go from their from being available, getting their offers, and then making a decision. Usually it's 3. I think it's actually 4, but I always go by 3 just in case. So now all we're looking for right now is anybody that's 80 overall that's willing to do a 2-way contract, because we got everything else we need. I mean, maybe I should have double checked that, but I'm pretty certain. Still nobody. Now we could be going for other depth players, but again, we've got our top 7D, we've got our top 13 forwards, top 3 goalies. We don't actually need anything. Anything else is gravy. And we already have 180 overall 2-way contract, so that's essentially our 14th forward at the moment. We'll probably get more. And then defense, whatever. It's not. We just deal with whatever we get. Whatever's left at the end of the off season, we'll just go and fill out the rest of our spots from what's there. Because we're not going to compete on price. So, like, for example, a lot of guys are going to want 1-way contracts, and they're like 78 overall defensemen, and we're not doing any of that. And then the 2 ways, they'll be available. There's going to be plenty of options. And we already have some guys that we've extended or are still under contract. So, long story short, we're fine. So, now I can't remember where I was. I think I just checked these. Yeah. So at the moment, it doesn't feel like there's going to be any more 80 overall guys that come available. I mean, there's still time yet. It's not quite there. Yeah, because see, so there's boatloads of 79s that just came available, and so here's another 80. I feel like we've had this guy before. Yeah, and he didn't do well. But again, 80 overall. He played well in the NHL since he was with us. So we'll sign him. That's still 1-way. It is not. Or sorry, a 2-way contract. So we're going to have to only do 1 year. And we're probably going to trade him, but so it doesn't really matter too much. 1 year, 2-way, 925, sure. And I should be checking goalies, but in 12 seasons, there hasn't been a goalie that was interested in a 2-way and was anything good, so it's not worth checking, really. Actually, won't bother saving. there still might be maybe another 80 overall, but I think it's done now. Maybe. There's a bunch of 79s, so. No, I don't think so. Were those other guys? Nope, there's still some guys that are not RFAs that could switch over to two-way contracts. I don't think they will because there's so few left, but you never know. Yeah, and all the rest are RFAs, I think. All right, and none of these 78s are going to be defensemen, that's for sure. 77s. So I'll save now, and then we'll sim to the end of the off season, and then go for. So we still didn't sell everything, which is surprising to me. Okay. 32 plus 16 is 48. So we'll do. And then that should be 2.4, I'm guessing. $2.4 million on advertising and 48 ticks. To be honest, it feels like, based on that it makes no difference any adjustments in spending on advertising, because it hasn't improved, I don't think, over the past few seasons. Which doesn't make any sense, but not surprised. Cool. I won't look at those because they tend to change after we make adjustments. Save again, and then let's go sign some depth guys. How's the owner happiness back to amazing? It was neutral before. So at the very least, I do things in the off season to make him happy. We need free agents. Oh, before we do that, we need to know what spaces we need to fill. So first, let's do this because it'll make it easier to sort out. Forwards, 1, 2. He went up, I think, in his overall. I think he was 88 or 89 last season. Oh, and now we can see the line fit because I didn't know what this guy would be. And it's not very good. He could maybe play on our first, but ideally our third. Does Makinen get better? I can't tell. Popov definitely did, I think. So he will go to our second. Oh, I was going to say, why don't I just do my lines, but I don't even know if the guys are correctly assigned. So let's at least see that first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So he goes down to junior. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think Kiviharu was he 84 and went down? So Osgood was 80 and went up to 85. So that's a huge improvement. So we need Lutzer to come up. Yeah, so I was, and we're not even certain of that yet. Give me a sec. And Bouchard went up 2 overall. So I am in fact correct. I had less space than what it was telling me because if everybody was up, they would be more expensive. And Eckford, I think we signed him at 80 overall and he went up 4 in the off season. I won't complain. We only signed him, I think, 2 years, yeah. So in all likelihood, he's not going to stay with us, but it's probably a good asset anyways. Let's just do that, and I'm still going to go and look. So I'll just do a rough setup of our lines. Brendamore has to be line 2. Misa is definitely line 1. Popov line 2. Sawatsky can maybe play line 1. He's probably best suited there because he can't play 2. Popov can't play 1. So, and they're not going to be on the 3rd, so that's got to be the case. Whoops. Martins is probably going to be our 3rd center. Thrall Falls line 2, I guess. I thought he was line 1. But I guess he's better on line 2, which also works. So Brendan Moore's a playmaker, Thrall Falls a sniper, Popov's a sniper, I believe, yeah. And then Sawatsky's a sniper, Meese is a playmaker. And then the 3rd guy is not determined yet. So Hobson is not line 1, he has to be line 2. And he's a rookie. So he should actually be on 3. Popov's played AHL, Sawatsky's already played NHL. So yeah, Hobson will have to be 3. And then Chubasov can't play 1. I don't think he played well last season anyways. Not bad, but not good either. Kuzhevnikov, I think it was the same story. Yeah, not good, not bad. Ugh. Martin's neither. Whatever happened to him scoring? Like, he went from 34 and then tanked. And he's a sniper, too. Doesn't make sense. Left. Nine, 6, 6, 7. 9, 6, 6, 6. So Hobson can play here. Choose up here. I'm just thinking, can anybody else go up to 1? Guess Thrallfall could. Then we don't have a center. Yeah. right wing. $31. So because of the goals, I'm thinking maybe we put Martins on one. Then we don't have a center for $74.67. Hobson could play center. Yeah, so I think these are going to be our lines. He has to be 2. He has to be 2. He has to be 2. Good enough for 1. Definitely 1. Good enough for 1. He can be anywhere. Anywhere except 1. Anywhere except 1. So I think that's going to be our lines. Yeah. And then D, how are we going to do this? Because David hasn't been that great. He had one good season and then the rest have been pretty mediocre. What's his line fit? Yeah, but other people are... I think he might go to 1. Yeah, he kind of deserves it. Then insulate him with a good player. $21 in a rookie season. And this will be his rookie season, so to be on line 2 is probably fair. Give it Haru 1 or 3. So him, I think it's 3 for sure. David should be there on 2. That makes sense. And then Kiviharu on 3 is good, and Saren Hamo. He can't be better than that anyways, so I think that's correct. And he's actually going to be a great fill-in for injuries. I like his fit. So that looks good. This guy's interesting. Pickerainen still gets first dibs. Bouchard still gets second dibs. And the other guy gets third. Alright, so those are our primary lines. We won't do any more than that. But now we need to figure out what we need for depth for free agents. So I think this way will tell us. Wait, no, roster moves will. Yeah, we don't usually send a guy down if he's 83, but... Oh, one thing I should have checked. I think I did already, but just in case I didn't. I should see what his line fit is, because I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I checked after we traded for him. So he can pretty much play anywhere. First line's not ideal, but he could even do that. So he should be an excellent fit on our team. And to have him delayed a year is going to be helpful, I think. We could use him right away, but everything, if you look at our roster, everybody's pretty much better than him as it is, so... And, like, he's not going to play ahead of Henriksen or Moses, because those guys are both defensive players on our fourth line. So he wouldn't play on our fourth line, so he's not going to stay up there. So Doyle can come back up. Look at Frost. He was 80 overall, then went down to 78. Okay, so all our guys are... excuse me. They're all good. Now I need to go back there. We want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 9 forwards. Nine forwards, 2D. And then anything else is gravy. 9 forwards. One. Oops, let's do this first. Wait, how do you do? It's worth trying again. Sure. Not bad. Yeah. Wait, what was his story? Yeah. No good. Wow, those are good stats. For sure. Not quite. I think that's one of those guys that wanted a one-way contract. Then look what happened to you. Nobody went for it. So now we'll put an order by potential. Some of these guys might be good for trade value. And these guys are less about what their track record is, more about them as assets. I'm just checking out of interest. All right, and then let's stay here. Any 75s or 76s? So 176. I'll go for him. And that's our 9 forwards. Brings us to 14. Defense. Actually, yeah, let's keep it here. Do both of the. Never mind. This guy. Well, maybe we didn't give him enough time. 6 games. No. No. It's not bad. We'll try him. Except he wants one way. Let's not bother. We can always trade him. It's funny how we've tried like every single player. It's wild. How many D did we go for? 1, 2. We needed 2, I think. $40. Oh, so we're at our maximum anyway, so we're okay. Well, that works out. Oh, I should have maybe left a spot, because maybe there's a goalie like this. 25.75 overall. $25.75 overall. How did he do? well. Yeah, we won't do anything else there. So we'll sim forward until those guys are signed. Oh, before I do that, okay, and then advertising, we're going to do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 40, 41, 42, 43, 40, 43 is the max we can do anyways. So we will, in fact, max it. Save that. We'll see if it makes a difference. I have no idea if it will. I hope we've left enough there. We can always take it away afterwards, I think. Okay, and I think that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. They should be signed now. Good. Save. What was the other thing I was going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to check, just out of interest, the trade value of different players. Brendan Moore, I think he's increased in his value. I think Threlfall's about the same. Same for Misa. Popov, probably the same. Solotsky, same. Everybody else looks pretty similar. Doyle's pretty decent trade value, and we're going to be trading him. Yeah, so this guy and this guy we got for free. So that's like nearly like not quite a first round pick, but not far off. Hayes, it's good we signed him. Even though he only wanted 1 year, we're probably going to trade him. Then, yeah, we got a couple of other guys we can trade. Cool. And what do our goalies look like? Bouchard's pretty good. Ekford's so. Um, what was I gonna do? Anyways, kind of off topic, but relevant. So now, well, every season we've been spending up to the cap. It's just not with our core players. So we've been spending all our extra money on like 13th, 14th forwards, 7th defenseman, and all that stuff, and then trading. But now, what was it, 6 million or something? Sorry, 8 million. So we really technically only have 8. Well, this contract plus the salary cap that I just said there. So ballpark 10 million we have left. And when you think about it, if we're going to be signing Threlfall at the end, it's probably 10 million. Popov at the end, probably another 10. So really, and then like you just go down the list, we got a lot of guys that are eventually going to have to get signed. So Martins, we extended at less. So this number's not necessarily accurate, but he's a guy that we might turn out trading. And then like Chuvasov might be a guy that we trade. Kiviharu, all to clear cap space. So, because we can make do with replacements for them. But it's so long as these guys are willing to sign for reasonable contracts. And so far they haven't. So far we've had to trade to get guys who will sign for reasonable contracts, like Sawatsky. And then we had to trade for guys that were already signed, like Misa and Brendamore. So, yeah. So basically, probably starting the next offseason, we're going to have more cap constraints. How many guys are coming up? 1, 2, 2 guys. Okay, so I mean, depends on, because like let's say if both of them want reasonable contracts, then we might have to do some adjustments to be able to fit them in. But if it's only one of the two, then we'll be still perfectly safe until the next off season, which is when we would have Popov, Hobson. Wakabayashi is going to be delayed by another season. Then we'd have Osgood. So basically 3 contracts to sort out the next season. So long story short, we're going to be tight to the cap probably starting next off season, but we don't know for sure. It'll be it depends on a bunch of things, of course. So I think that's all I'm supposed to do for the off season, and then the rest is going to be next stream. We're going to do the setup for the season. We already basically have our lines set up. I mean, it's funny because every single season we have, like, look at these lines. It's stellar. And we're benching an 84 overall forward. On our D, it's not as great, but as I've already established, it's because there's not really anything else better out there. And we're way better than everybody else. Because most teams only have like 280 overall defensemen. God knows why, but that's the case. Now, one thing I forgot to check, and maybe it's a good time to do it, is our first round picks. They've all retained their value pretty close, but we might need to move them for better pick options. We don't know for sure though. So Bruins, Rangers, Hurricanes, Wild, Canucks. Bruins. They're not bad. I mean, okay, so just because it's funny to contrast, look at the trade value and the overalls. So just remember that in your mind. Now look at ours. Like our what? Like our 10th guy is as good as their like second guy. Why we haven't won more Stanley Cups, I don't know, but I think it's because we keep having so many young players. But I mean, we're competitive every single season, so it's a tough balance of trying to guarantee Stanley Cups and then have to rebuild all the time or retool versus just make some not even all that big of adjustments. Like they're big trades, but they're never. It's always hockey trades. It's a good player for a good player, and then you're right back where you were. So, anyways, but that's off topic. So, Boston might not be something we keep. Carolina, I don't think is something we'll keep. And then the next one I think is Rangers. Same thing, Rangers will probably not keep. Vancouver, I think. We're not keeping. And then Minnesota. Probably won't keep either. So all of our picks we might need to move. And I already know that we're going to run into trouble moving them later, so it's better to do it now. So I won't end the stream yet. Boston compared to the first few isn't that great. I didn't have it in the right order. Yeah, Boston's not that great. Dallas is so-so. Man, Detroit's pretty good. But, so they have a couple of our good guys. A few of our good guys, actually. But just wait till they have to re-sign these guys. They're not going to be so good anymore. So Boston is actually not that great. Yikes, Nashville. What's their goaltending like? Whoa, we're trading for Nashville. It's not even a question. Jeez. What? No way. Ridiculous. I think it's worth it in the end, but still. God. The Rangers aren't very good. We might keep that one. Tampa. Glad we got rid of the Vancouver one. Yikes. Glebov at $16 million. I think that's a bad contract. Yikes. Chicago, maybe? What's their goaltending like? Not very good. Oops. St. Louis. Tampa. Tampa, Winnipeg. Keep. Trade. So we're going to have to do it 2 for 1. What we'll do is with Winnipeg. Their first. Two seconds. What? All right. Well, we're starting to lose some of our depth on first round picks, but whatever. The one thing I'll say before I say the rest, but the one thing to keep in mind is that we have greatly increased our trade value depth. Like if you look at this, like how many of these are, well, basically from here up are more or less equivalent to first round picks. So if we ever have to trade, for example, Threlfall, which we used, I'm pretty sure, draft picks, first round picks to get, then we would gain back at least probably 2. So anyways. Yeah. that's fine. I think we've got better choices than what we had. Of course, we don't know how the season's going to turn out, but those are going to be better picks, I think, in the end. I'll save a duplicate while I'm at it, and then we'll call it a stream. All right, so we will leave it there. So that's going to conclude season 12. Next one, we'll be moving into season 13. Hopefully a better outcome. I think we're going to be really close to our best team yet. Last season was our third best season, then just a really shitty playoffs, and then now, well, my hope is that it's going to be our best team yet, and also we'll be back to winning a cup. Of course, we'll see though. So yeah, so we'll leave it there. If you like the stream, hit the like button, share with your friends, subscribe, turn on notifications. The channel homepage has upcoming streams on regular NHL content, both on Friday. You can have a look at the times on the channel homepage. For things I can't schedule ahead of time, like franchise mode, that schedule runs Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern now with the time change. Be a pros whenever I have time or feel like it. Any comments, leave them in the comments. Suggestions, likewise. And we will see you guys Friday if I don't have any time to play anything else. So, thanks for tuning in. Okay, bye.